Plaintiff Cheryl Williams works at the defendant's son's school, and according to school rules, electronic devices are not allowed on the premises. Cheryl claims the defendant's son brought a video game to school, and she gave him 2 warnings before confiscating the device. Cheryl claims the defendant harassed her, causing her to lose her job, so she's suing. Defendant Latrice Hamilton says the day her son took the game to school, he told her that he had left the game at home. Latrice is countersuing for the cost of the video game.
Start with you.
Okay. I've been working in different DC childcare facilities for the past 5 years. The school in question where her son now attends, I've been there for 3 years, initially in the aftercare program. And before the phone conversation that we had in beginning of July, there was never any type of disagreement between myself and Ms. Hamilton. The school handbook states that no electronic devices are allowed on school premises, and they're lost, stolen, damaged, or confiscated. The school is not liable for it, and I have that page from the school handbook.
But can I interrupt? But didn't Mama Ngozi?
No, you can interrupt and talk to me.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
Okay.
I see what's going on already. Let me talk to her, ma'am. Didn't you hear me say go ahead and finish?
Okay.
Don't act the fool in here. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have that page from the handbook that states the devices are not allowed in school. Her child's name is Jalen. He was playing with it early in the morning, about 7:30 a.m. in the morning during breakfast. And the big thing was that I asked him to put it away because 1, it's not allowed in school. 2, he had it out where other students were asking to play with it, and it was causing a disruption during breakfast. At the time he complied with me, he put it up. I didn't see it again. During the lunch period, I happened to walk through the cafeteria and I saw him with it out again. This time I approached him and I said, Jalen, you need to put it up. I told you that it's not allowed out in school and you don't need to have it here. He put it up again. I said, if I see it again, it's mine. Those were my direct words to him. And at about 5 o'clock during the same day, I saw him with the device again. I walked up to him and I said, give it to me, and when your mom gets here, she can get it back from me. At that time, I took it to the main office in the school and I placed it in my mailbox. The mailboxes are located directly next to the principal's office, so it was under my impression this was a secure and safe place to put the device. I put it there, and this was in the beginning of May. I didn't get a phone call from Ms. Hamilton until July 9th, July 10th.
This is May of what year?
May of this year, 2010. And the last day of school was actually June 19th. The summer school started.
She called and said what?
I got a call from my supervisor initially and said that Ms. Hamilton had contacted her about the device and she wanted to know if I had it. I told her I had it, I told her where it was, and she said, well, you need to call Ms. Hamilton and speak to her. At this time, I told her what happened, where it was, why I'd taken it, that it wasn't allowed at the school. To me, she was very rude because she told me that I was irresponsible, and I believe she said I was ignorant and that I shouldn't have put it there because that wasn't a safe place.
I did not say that.
And I told her it was there and that she could come get it. The same day I went down to the main office and I went to get it from my mailbox and noticed that it was gone. I called her back and asked her if it was possible that Jalen had got it from another staff member, that they had taken it out of my box and given it to him. She told me no, that he had not brought it home, that she hadn't seen it, and that's why she was calling me about it. And then when I told her it was missing, she asked me, or she pretty much told me that I was going to replace it. And I told her that I didn't feel responsible for it because it didn't belong on school grounds. On July 22nd, I was in my classroom using a computer, and another staff member told me that they had seen her walking through the halls and she was asking other staff members where I was and that she was looking for me. My supervisor then called me and asked me to come to the main office. I was talking with my supervisor and she told me, she said, she's very upset about it. She wants you to compensate her for it. And again, I said, I don't feel like I should compensate her for it because it wasn't allowed on premises. She said, well, at least go out and speak to her and see if you all can resolve this between yourselves. I walked into the hallway and I approached her calmly and I said, Ms. Hamilton, did you want to speak to me? At this time, she said, I don't have anything to say to you. But then she began to follow me and she was yelling, and I'm not quite sure what was said at the time, but she followed me into the main office of the school. I walked behind the counter where the mailboxes were, and I was looking for the school handbook to give her a copy of it, which I'm quite sure she has, that says the devices aren't allowed. As I was looking for it, she was like, oh, I'm going to take the next steps, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And then she said, my next steps will pretty much be beating your... And I have that in the police statement. When she said that, I became extremely upset and I called the police myself.
Let me hear from her now.
Okay, can I clarify some things?
You can tell me.
Okay,
now. You can tell me.
May 28th, my son had it at the school.
You knew that?
Yes, because I went to court that day in Maryland for fighting tickets.
Who was ticketed for fighting?
No, I was fighting tickets in the court in Maryland, Rainier, Maryland.
So
I'm sorry.
You knew he had taken.
I asked him about it.
Please let me finish.
Yes, I asked him about it.
Ma'am, please let me finish. You don't even know what I'm asking you.
Okay. I'm just a little upset.
No, you're not. You're a little assertive.
Yeah.
Probably the way you were with her. Now, did you know he had taken the game to school?
On May 20, it towards the end of May, it was like the 26th.
Whenever it was,
yes.
did you know he had taken it?
I asked him, did he have it? He said he left it at home. So I looked at
let's
home.
back up again. Before he arrived at school,
yes.
Did you know? Please be quiet.
No, I did
because
not.
for some reason you can't understand what I'm saying, and I suspect it's because you keep talking. One more time. Did you know that your child, before it happened, had taken the game to school?
Yes, I did. Can I tell you why I found out? Because when I went, I asked him, did he have it?
Ma'am, you told me he had already taken it. Move on. What else you want me to know?
So he said he had left it at home. I looked at home. I didn't see it. So I ran back to the school.
You knew he had taken it to school.
But this was before her situation, because I'm referring back to what she said.
Be quiet and answer my questions. What?
She said she took it in the early part of May. She did not.
And answer my questions very clearly, because you're contradicting yourself.
No, she said she took it early May.
Be quiet. Got that?
Yes, I do.
Good. I said be quiet. One more time and I'm throwing you out.
Okay,
that's what happened to your son at school and you, because that's how you act, and you trained your son to act that way. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff. I see what happened. I see what type of parent we have, and I'm glad you brought her here to my courtroom. Judgment for the plaintiff.
After I confiscated the game, I was given a letter saying that I had to compensate her for the game, or if I was agreeing to compensate, and I told them that I didn't because it wasn't allowed on school premises. I pretty much lost. I was terminated. I was asked not to return to work, but I never got a letter of termination. I got a phone call saying that I was confrontational with parents and that I shouldn't return to work.